Welcome, all you slip joint enthusiasts from around the world to Baxter's Blades. You're entering the Tiger Pit. Well, I had a viewer reach out to me and ask me if I'd do a comparison between Barlows and mini trappers. And I thought, that's a pretty good idea. Two different designs, really close to the same size closed. So let's do this. Now, a mini trapper by case is 3.5 inches closed. This is the blue Caribbean saw cut Barlow. It is 3 3/8 inch closed. So you can see very close to the same size, very close to the same thickness. These are both two-bladed jackknives. Jackknife is both blades coming out of the same end. I'm a huge fan of both of them. This is the newer Peach Seed Harvest Orange by Case. Both have half stops. Both have a clip point blade. Now you can see that the Barlow clip point is much taller and shorter. There is more of a swell toward the end of the Barlow to fill into the palm of your hand, and the front bolster is elongated for harder use, harder work. More of a Sheffield, England design. Definitely an American design. And there you have it. Thanks for watching the video. Just kidding. Yes, both jackknives, both fantastic. The mini trapper does feel a little lighter, even though they're about the same thickness, but you can see the difference. Even though it's longer, it's a slimmer handle for sure. There's single blades. I will get into single bladed comparisons. Very big difference in the clip point blade. This is more of a California Turkish clip, and well, this is more of a Sheffield, England clip point. I busted this out because it is a traditional mini trapper. You have the spay blade, and well, Barlows, if they don't just have one blade, their secondary is generally a pen blade. So, big difference. For sure. I'd like to think of mini trappers as, well, the America's answer to the Barlow. But Barlows were actually really popular in the United States. Sheffield, England just happened to invent the design. I think it was Mr. Barlow himself. So there you go. There's a difference there. Now, when I talk about America's answer to the Barlow, I honestly think that the small Texas Jack or medium Texas Jack, whatever you want to call it, is kind of a better answer. You have a clip point and a pen blade. Now, you don't have an elongated bolster. But you can see the Texas Jack is longer, much slimmer, or narrower handle. Thickness is slimmer. You do have a pen blade. It's a little stubbier, and the clip points are too different. And of course, no elongated bolster. But to me, this has been America's answer to the Barlow. Lighter weight, doesn't feel the hand quite as good. This is obviously a little thicker. You can get that roundness, the swell right into the palm of your hand. And well, this just fits into the pocket better. A big fan favorite of a lot of YouTubers and slip joint enthusiasts. Absolutely love the medium Texas Jack. 92 would be a bigger version of it. So, two completely different patterns, even though they're both about 3.5 inches. Well, here, let me bust out a Barlow that is 3.5 inches. The Otter Creek by Rosecraft Blades. You can see here, actually this is a 1/16 longer than 3.5 inches. Maybe 3 5/8, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So a little bit longer, but closer. But you can just see how much more usable blade you have on a Barlow. This, after some serious sharpening over time, is going to whittle down to a little needle tip, and you got plenty of life sharpening this. But very similar size, taller handle. They vary, but you can see an elongated bolster. Now, but with a mini trapper, you can get quite a few different blades. This is my Sea Dragon. Now, I got a worn cliff and a clip point. Most Barlows, either they come with a clip and a pin, or maybe a clip and a cap lifter. Yeah. Really nice to have the options. The Warncliffe mini trappers are some of my favorite patterns. Again, not a Barlow, it doesn't have elongated bolster. Now I do have some knives from Sheffield, England that don't have elongated bolsters, and they're still kind of considered a Barlow because they're single bladed clip points like that. I'd like to compare two single-bladed Barlows. We have a Case peanut butter and jelly single-bladed Barlow, and, well, a mini trapper single Warncliffe blade. Very similar in size and thickness. I guess the major difference besides a completely different blade shape and bolster shape would just be the handle shape. Both very good slim pocket carries. I don't have a single bladed clip point trapper. Very cool. Always very cool to have a peanut butter and jelly. I also have a two-bladed version of that. And, well, instead of just showing a bunch of Case and some Rosecraft, I figure I'd bust out my Rough Rider mini trapper here and do a comparison to a Rough Rider Barlow, the white bone and horseshoe shield. No half stops on this Barlow, though I do think I have a Rough Rider with half stops. And you can see clip and pin blade. Oh, that's a good pull. Ooh, daddy. That is a good pull. Two very different patterns. You can kind of see the cutting length is almost the same on the Rough Rider as opposed to the Case. But yeah, not the same length, completely different knife. I just wanted to do this. I thought that was a really cool idea, just to compare Barlows and mini trappers. Maybe this particular viewer was on the fence about whether he wanted a mini trapper or a Barlow. And I gotta say, both are fantastic. The Barlow would be a little bit heavier, a little bit more girth to it. And even though these are a little bit daintier, lighter, slimmer in the pocket, I wouldn't consider them hard users. Now, I did not bring a Sheffield, England Barlow single blade out here. I'd consider those hard users, but they're very similar to this Otter Creek. Single blade, a little bit longer than a Case Barlow, and, well, this isn't hard use. You're not going to be splitting firewood with it, but I'd say a little bit harder use than this. Very similar. So let's put them out here. We got Rough Rider comparison. We have single blade Case comparison. We have a double bladed Case comparison. And then, well, how about the Rosecraft and the double-bladed Sea Dragon? But quite honestly, to me, this is the American version of a Barlow. Reminds me of the Wild West. I'm sure they were used in Texas a lot. A good alternative to a Stockman. Really nice jackknife, but quite different. I appreciate you all joining me in the Tiger Pit for this Mini Trapper Barlow comparison. You all stay sharp, be kind, and take chances. Take care.